wonderful opponent, a wonderful man running against me. He did a fantastic job this year. So I'd like to acknowledge Nazim. He did a fantastic job this year, and in whichever way this ends up, we're going to go in the right direction. So, Nazim, I'll tell you what, I'm nervous about this election, more nervous than I've ever been. I just got back from church for 4 hours. I'm that nervous. So, I've got 3 issues that I want to talk to you all tonight. First one is recruitment. Recruitment is the lifeline of this organization. What I hope to do with recruitment is work with, hopefully, our Lieutenant Governor, Lorenzo Weber. When I work with Lorenzo, what we're going to do is start the recruitment process in the spring. That way, we can get more schools involved, get in the budget process, and make sure that they come to MIG next year. I do want to increase the number of member schools and retain all the schools that we have now. We have a bunch of schools that came in a couple of years ago, and we're really happy to still have them here, Augustana being one of them. The second issue I'd like to talk to you about is fundraising. Right now in the state, the budget looks awful. What we need to do is make sure that we lobby the General Assembly to make sure we keep that line item in our budget. We had a great opportunity with Rich Brower coming into both chambers today. We recognize the representative. We need to make sure that more representatives know who we are. We are them in the future, and they need to utilize us as a resource, and they will. I also believe we need to start an alumni foundation. The alumni foundation will help us raise money independently. We need to tap that resource because we haven't these last years, and it's been killing us because we haven't. We have so many people that are passionate about this. I mean, look at Shannon Williams, look at Jim Scott, look at Scott McFarland, who's been here for years and years and years. We've got plenty of them out there. We need to use them to our advantage. I don't know why we're not, and we need to start right now. The third thing that I would like to talk to you about is communication. Communication is also the key to a successful organization. I'd like to work with whoever gets elected, the Secretary of State, to make sure that the website's updated, that we keep our executive board members informed about decisions going on and what's going on around the state, and also we keep contact with the member schools. Most of you, from last year to this year, probably didn't hear anything about MIG till maybe January, maybe February, maybe not till you got here. That's wrong. You guys can go out to your own districts, talk to your own reps, talk to your own senators, and really help us out. And that's what we need you to do, because this really is a team effort. If we're going to save this organization, which I know you get governor candidates up here every year saying they have to save
Gentleman's time has expired.
Thank you.
2 questions.
Do it! Go for it.
I will. Okay, between you and the other candidate, he has much more experience with the budget. Exactly how much experience do you have with the budget, and what are you going to do if you are elected? How much time and effort are you going to put into making sure that we have enough money, we have enough fundraising, we have the correct budget?
Well, Mr. Jamal has been treasurer, that's correct. He is in charge of the budget, but I've served on the E-Board for 3 years. Once as Secretary of State, twice as President of the Senate. Loved it all 3 years. Thank you for voting for me for those 3 years. I believe that it takes a whole executive board to shape and craft the budget. And I think that Nazim would agree with me on that. I believe that the budget is a vital tool. I think that we need to complete our audit as soon as this simulation's done, make sure we didn't waste any money, make sure we stayed in budget, and then we need to start formulating a budget as soon as possible, starting with the April Executive Board meeting. We need to make sure that we have the money to fund this organization for the upcoming future and to make sure that we will be here next year and the year after that and 10 years after that. So the budget's important, very, very important, and it will be a key focus if I'm elected governor. I will work with the treasurer who's elected. Whichever the fine candidate's elected, I will work with them, and we'll make sure that we get it done.
Thank you.
Who hasn't had a question asked tonight? Because if you haven't, then I'm going to go to him, okay, Lorenzo? Right there.
How would you diversify this simulation?
How would I diversify? In what terms?
Like bringing more minorities, schools from the north, make it more accessible for them to come over here.
Well, I think recruitment is the key to all that. I mean, how many Chicago schools do we have with us? I believe we have 3, if I'm not mistaken. We have Northeastern, Triton, and Waubonsee, sort of the Chicagoland area, correct? Is that the only 3?
Yeah.
I mean, I need to reach out to you because you're at Northeastern and make sure we bring in those Chicago schools. We have such a lifeline there that we can really, really incorporate. I can't do much about the delegates as far as who comes with the delegates, what ethnic, minority, background they're from, that sort of thing. Obviously, we're better off if we're a diverse organization, and I completely agree with that. Now, since we only got to answer 2 questions, I would say that if you have any other questions tonight, please come by and talk to me. Also, I want to thank you for the 3 years that I've served on the executive board. Thank you very much for giving me the honor to do that. Thank you. If you have any questions, find me.